Coca-Cola is no doubt one of the world's most recognized brands, but that's not by chance. The company spends billions every year just on advertising, and it's safe to say that they sell more than just a product. They promote a concept of joy, happiness, harmony, and togetherness. But beneath all that, there's a deep, dark, disturbing truth, and that's exactly what we're exploring today. Coca-Cola's history began in the 1880s, when there was a public backlash against doctors and people shifted to using home remedies instead. This created opportunities for various entrepreneurs who started creating potions and elixirs that claimed to have different medical benefits. Among these popular patent medicines was Vin Mariani, a potion that contained wine and cocaine and supposedly cured any kind of sickness whatsoever. One person who loved this drink was a man named John Pemberton, a war veteran who had been severely injured in battle. He had developed a serious morphine addiction, and when he discovered Vin Mariani, he became hooked, believing it was helping him overcome his addiction. Pemberton went on to create his own version of Vin Mariani, and in 1884 he launched French Wine Coca, the company which would soon become Coca-Cola. The name Coca-Cola was a reference to the drink's two main ingredients, the cola nut, which contained caffeine, and the coca leaf, which contained cocaine. Despite the fact that the company denies ever using cocaine in their formula, it's well documented that they did. Eventually, by 1929, they would find a way to remove all the active cocaine from the coca leaves. When Coca-Cola started, sales were slow because there were countless other patent medicines offering the same thing. Before Pemberton died, he sold the company for $2,300 to Asa Candler, who later bought out outstanding shares to have complete control over the company. Investigations later revealed that some of the documents contained forged signatures, and that Candler even burned the early records of the company to cover his tracks. By the 1890s, Candler had fully taken over Coca-Cola, but the drink was not yet popular. So, to increase its visibility, Candler started filling the town with Coke-branded banners, billboards, and placards, painting the logo on barns and plastering the Coca-Cola logo on anything they could. One of the first marketing strategies they employed was to send a free coupon for Coca-Cola to top customers of every pharmacy in the area. By giving people a free trial, they hoped to make them customers for life, especially since the drink contained several addictive chemicals. Soon enough, Candler realized that advertising Coca-Cola as a medicine was the wrong strategy, and instead he presented it as a tasty and relaxing drink that anyone could enjoy. This new presentation, coupled with Coca-Cola's mass marketing strategy, was a huge hit, and sales started growing rapidly. Candler reinvested more and more money into advertising, and even paid movie stars and athletes to endorse the drink. The company's success was about creating a positive and wholesome image in people's minds of what the drink represents, and it worked. Coca-Cola also heavily featured Santa Claus in their ads at Christmas. They showed Santa always holding a Coke so they could present the connection of Coca-Cola and the joy of Christmas into the minds of their customers. This marketing strategy was unique at the time, and Coca-Cola went on to use even more marketing strategies. For example, they used attractive women known as the Coca-Cola girls in their ads to exploit the idea that sex sells. The company also created a statistical department to analyze car traffic and movement in supermarkets to determine the most effective places to put their ads. In 1899, Asa Candler also took Coca-Cola into the bottling business, and soon enough, he was granted full bottling rights by Canada for just $1. This move helped to expand Coca-Cola's reach beyond soda fountains. During World War II, Coca-Cola's efforts to present the drink as essential to the war efforts allowed the company to be exempted from sugar rationing. This decision helped to create a strong connection between Coca-Cola and the war effort, resulting in huge public support and goodwill for the company. Soldiers became major advocates of Coca-Cola, introducing the drink to new people and expanding its presence in new countries. However, Coca-Cola soon got caught up in a controversial position. It was found out that the company supplied Coke to both the US and Nazi Germany, and that created a problematic image of the company. However, those deals between both countries contributed greatly to Coca-Cola's rapid global expansion, and today Coca-Cola is available worldwide, except in Cuba and North Korea. But Coca-Cola's success has less to do with the secret formula for their drink and more to do with their cradle-to-grave addictive strategy. This strategy includes exclusive contracts with schools, targeting young and vulnerable customers to make them customers for life. Coca-Cola also began producing countless collector's items that kids enjoyed, and not to forget the Christmas ads, deliberately tying Santa and Coca-Cola together in the minds of impressionable children. In the 1980s, Coca-Cola bought Columbia Pictures to integrate product placements into their films. This strategy allowed Coca-Cola to further target children, a clever loophole that circumvented rules about marketing to children. However, by the 80s, when data started piling up about the negative health effects of Coke, such as obesity, diabetes, and other health issues, the image of wholesomeness that the company had built for itself went up in flames. To save face, Coca-Cola tried to expand into healthier drinks, like Dasani bottled water, but this again backfired when it was discovered that the expensive bottled water was just tap water. After that, Coca-Cola started to face many controversies. In 1999, children became ill after drinking Coca-Cola, and this led to the recall of all Coke products in Belgium. France reported more than 100 people sick from bad Coke, and the company was accused of not taking the problem seriously enough. In India, Coke was accused of contaminating groundwater with wastewater, which destroyed the livelihoods of local farmers. The Center for Science and Environment in New Delhi found pesticides in both Coke and Pepsi that could cause cancer, birth defects, and severe disruption to the immune system. Officials have also blamed Coca-Cola for the dramatic decline in available water in drought-plagued areas. The controversies and criticism didn't stop there. The company has also been accused of benefiting from shady deals with politicians and engaging in channel stuffing. It has also faced more serious allegations. For example, the Stop Killer Coke campaign claimed that Coca-Cola was responsible for the murder of union members in Colombia, while Guatemalan workers alleged that they had been victims of violence after joining unions at a Coca-Cola bottling plant. The company also faced some negative publicity in the past, such as in Mexico City, where a shopkeeper was told her deliveries of Coke would stop unless she removed an alternative cola from her store, and an incident in Brazil, where Coca-Cola launched a new type of vending machine that would increase the price of Coke depending on how hot it was outside. Despite these controversies, Coca-Cola has remained a dominant player in the soft drink industry, mostly because of its marketing strategy, which focused on what the customer thinks of its product rather than what the product really is. This is what has kept Coca-Cola on top of its rivals like Pepsi. Speaking of Pepsi, the rivalry between Coca-Cola and Pepsi has spanned over a century, with both companies trying everything to get more customers. There was a time Coca-Cola tried to sue Pepsi for using the word cola in its ads, but since cola was a generic word, Coca-Cola eventually had to let it go. Both companies have been engaged in a fierce marketing battle which continues to this day. They initially used price cuts and discounts to steal each other's customers, but when they realized that this was harming both of them, they switched their competition to advertising. Pepsi gained an advantage in the 1970s when it launched the Pepsi Challenge, a blind taste test that showed slightly more people preferred the taste of Pepsi to Coca-Cola. This made Coca-Cola start a secret project to change its formula, and the result of that was New Coke. It was Coke, but it tasted different. To Coca-Cola's surprise, the consumers hated New Coke and wanted the original taste back. After Coca-Cola reversed their decision and brought back the original formula as Classic Coke, sales dramatically increased, and despite the initial backlash, the New Coke disaster ultimately became one of Coca-Cola's greatest marketing successes. The whole thing unintentionally had a positive impact on Coca-Cola's brand. The failed product helped people realize how much they loved the original Coca-Cola, making them feel more attached and loyal to the brand than ever before. Coca-Cola's success is a result of their ability to create a powerful brand image that resonates with their customers. They sell more than just sugar water. They sell an experience and a feeling. And as long as they continue to reinforce this image, customers will remain loyal to the brand. In many ways, Coca-Cola is still operating off the same principles as the patent medicine industry, focusing on what their product represents rather than what it actually does. And that's it. Be sure to catch our next video featuring more authentic success stories from top brands, China's secret weapon, Tencent and its global dominance,